Okay. Okay, so first of all, we'd like to say to people, if you can step back from what is currently occurring and see things from a bigger perspective, which is this whole ascension process, which is occurring alongside what is occurring at the moment. If you take the two as working together, because there is obviously many collaborations between what is occurring in the physical world and what is occurring in the energetical, spiritual realms. And so stepping back into the spiritual realms will allow you to understand and comprehend from a bigger perspective the need to work on your energy, the need to work on your frequency, the need to make sure you are aligning with the best possible mindset that you can, because anything less than that right now is only going to see a worsening of the struggles. Let's call them struggles. The struggles that you may be facing in your physical world. So what we would say is, if we can step back and see this as a process of ascending from old era into the new era, if we remember that at all times, all given times, because it is the thing that will resonate on a deeper level, beyond the fear, beyond the doubts. It is the knowledge of this that will see you through, if you like to put it that way. So always, whatever you are getting focused on the intricacies of the physical world, take a pause, step back and remind yourself what is occurring on a bigger scale, because even though it does not mean that you are not going through the physical world eventualities, it does give you the perspective to know that there is a purpose to the physical world eventualities, and it also gives you the strength to persevere through challenging times. Understanding that collectively you are all transitioning from old era to new era means that you are a part of this ascension process. You are an integral part of the ascension process. It doesn't happen without you. It happens through you. And therefore we say, if we can step back, take a pause, remind ourselves what is occurring on the big picture scale, it means that we can remind ourselves that anything less than the highest frequency we are capable of being in any given moment is a descent into the fear-driven world that is currently being played out in the physical arena. We do not wish to see any worsening of the physical world, but fear will do that. You see, many people are residing in fear, and whilst it is completely understandable, it does not help in any way the transitioning process. It delays it, it deepens it, it worsens it. In order to move from old to new, we have to see some of the old that has been allowed to establish itself for many, 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 many years removed. Let's put it that way. And in order to move forward into the new, we have to make way for the new. Does not mean we do not build the new alongside, but there needs to be this transition process. What is occurring right now in the physical world is the continuance of the removal of old era energy. It's important to understand this because as you are moving through this transitioning period, which is years, not so many, but it is a year's process. It is not happening overnight, let's say. This period of time can be viewed from a place of chaos, can be viewed from a place of turmoil and struggle and strife. If you only observe it from the place of a losing of that which you have come to know. If you remind yourself, however, that that which you are losing is old era energy, making way for the new era energy to build in its place, you can lose some of that fear, you can lose some of that confusion, and you can lose some of that fight that resides within many people right now, the fight to hold on. That being said, of course, we are not going to deny that there are and have been, which is why the old era energy has held on for so long, certain powers that be, that is in their interest to maintain old era energy. Stands to reason, no. This cannot happen and will not happen, but when we reside in fear, we are given weight to the tendencies of some to perpetuate old era energy of fear, authority, unchecked power. It is incumbent upon each individual to do what they can to lessen their fear, to choose love, to make decisions, to make lives based on love, in order that we can negate some of the depths of the darkness of the transition that some would like to perpetuate. So this is the first thing we want to say. If we can make all choices, all decisions based from a place of love, not fear, we will transition faster. We will move forward faster. We will end all darkness pertaining to this issue faster. So the question is, will the repercussions of what is occurring now, we'll call it the COVID, be worse than the disease itself? Now, there is no question that there will be repercussions. You can see this. Anyone observing the world they live in can see that there are already on the cards financial difficulties. There are already on the cards health difficulties. There are already many issues coming up, bubbling up to the surface. Food shortages and starvation and all these difficulties that we cannot say are not going to come, because what has been occurring will ensure that some degree of this has to be inevitable. Now, we do not mean to put that into situational fear. Far from it. We are saying that to be aware of repercussions means that you can guard yourself, if you will, guard your energy, guard your frequency, because nothing is more important than that right now. Nothing. We say, nothing is more important than guarding your frequency right now. We want to move on in the easiest possible way. We want to move on in the smoothest possible way. We want to move on in the lightest possible way. And the way to do that is to guard your frequency, because by holding on to a frequency of light, you will be ensuring that others who are perhaps not quite as aware as you are aren't also made to suffer unnecessarily. Humanity's time to come together, is now. Unity, community, coming together in unity is important right now. Not finger pointing as is occurring so much. Not separation as is being desired, because the power comes from unity, community, the coming together as one. And separation by certain powers that be is a desired state of being, because it denies humanity its power. The oneness of mankind is everything. So of course others would seek to separate that out and deny you your power. It is incumbent upon the people to remind themselves of their oneness, of their community, in order that they do not fall foul of other people's desires to segregate, to separate, to indemnify. Do not become a participant in this. You do not have to become a participant in this. It is your choices that will determine the reality. It is your choice to remain as one or not. You do not have to agree with someone in order to be one with them. It is very tempting to say, right now, with all the fear that is going on, if somebody doesn't agree with me, therefore I must separate from them. But you do not. You do not. You have different opinions about things within yourself. You can vary your opinion from day to day about a certain issue within yourself. I think it's absolutely possible for humanity to get along with a variety of different opinions about all subjects. If somebody is not agreeing with you, it doesn't mean you change your beliefs. It doesn't mean you say you have to get on board and change your opinions, but it does mean you need to allow space for that opinion to exist. That's all it is. And it doesn't diminish your humanity in doing so. Allow that humanity to come to the fore. Come together as one, in the oneness. Allow that oneness to dominate. Allow the oneness to motivate, to propel you forward in your choices. This is how we are going to move forward. This is how we can lift ourselves and move forward without the deepening of the divisiveness that is occurring right now. Will there be repercussions from what is occurring right now? Of course. Of course. We already see, we already know. But they do not have to be insurmountable if people come together in their humanity. And this is going to be the key. The choices you make individually to come together collectively will determine the severity of the repercussions. It will determine the choices that move us forward. Moving forward is inevitable. But the pathway through that is down to choice. So financially, yes, of course, there's already showing you that there's going to be hardships. How will you choose to deal with that? There's going to be choices to be made from food shortages. How will you choose to react to that? We would say, anybody listening to this right now, make a decision to perhaps put down some extra food, extra storage. Not panic necessary. But there is every likelihood that you will experience some shortages in the upcoming months. Not no food at all. Most people listening to this. But anything you have extra is going to make it smoother, easier, lighter, which is where the frequency needs to stay. No panic. Panic does not serve anything other than to lower your frequency, taking you deeper, taking you harder, taking you further into the struggles that you do not need to undergo. So yes, we would say putting a little extra by would make very good sense right now. Without panic, without fear. Coming from a space of forewarned, foreknown, peace. Allowing yourself to move forward in peace. If you can relax, because it's peaceful. Whatever comes, it's peaceful, yes? This is where we want to get to. Choices made from love, not fear. This is just where we need to be. And coming together as humanity, making sure that we now start to look out for one another. What can you do? What can you do to support one another? Is there someone you can personally take it on as your need to make sure they're okay? Is there someone that needs you right now? Is there someone that needs you right now? Don't wait. Why wait? What can you do? Let's reach out. Let's reach out. Moving upwards in the frequency, moving outwards in our oneness, allowing this energy of community, this energy of love and support and harmony to flourish will absolutely ensure that this transition period is as smooth and as easy as it can be. So while we say yes, of course, repercussions, we say, but of course, equally, you are free to determine how you react to those repercussions. You understand? There is so much that you can do. Why focus on the bits that you can't? This is where the fear comes in. Choose instead to move through those barriers into the love realm, into this space of hope, because there is so much hope. Step back, take a pause, take a breath. This is the transition. Okay, this is what I came for. Yes, you did. If you're here right now, you came for this. And you came because you can. You came because you can. You can rise up through the frequencies. You can hold that light higher for all that cannot right now. And there are many, but there will be less and less. And your holding the light will be the guiding example for others to say, I also can bear the light right now. I don't have to descend into darkness. I don't have to descend into fear. It's my choice. It's my choice to cope by coming into hope. It's my choice to rise up. Breathe, step back, step back. Can we say that there are repercussions? Yes, we can. But you have freedom to choose how to respond, and your choice in how you respond to the repercussions will determine what then unfolds. You are creators of your own existence. You are powerful participants in the creation of your existence. Never forget that. Never ignore that. Never ignore that. Specifically, we would say for health people, health reasons right now, it's not just for right now. It's for always. Your health starts by the inner you. The health starts by the mind, the body and the soul, the spirit coming together as one physical well-being. Go there. Start there. That's where your health comes from. Mentally well-being, emotionally well-being, energetically well-being, physically well-being, spiritually well-being. Those are the pillars of health. When all are functioning, you can have no sickness. It's just how it is. One person getting strong physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, energetically, and physical well-being will spark others to understand what that means for themselves. It's not selfish when we say take care of yourself. It's because the energy that you are when you have taken care of yourself illuminates the planet. Illuminates the planet. There are things to be faced as we move forward. Of course, we would not be doing a service to you to say there are not. But you do have the ability to choose how to respond. And in your response, you choose what comes after and what after and what after. But step back, take a breath, take a pause, breathe. This is the transition period. It is inevitable. New era is here. New era is done. Walk forward into it. Much love.